you smile?
Yes. I just focus so much, so
I know. It's so many things to think about at the same time. God knows it's hard enough to play it, let alone smile about it. Even though you do. That's it. Yeah.
But Beyer believes there is only one good reason to perform music, and that is to interact with the audience. Drama and mime may be his original fields of expertise, but in the last 25 years, he has spent a lot of his time educating musicians and conductors. The audience is Beyer's main focus.
I don't think they come just to listen. I think they come to be moved, to have their lives illuminated, to have something happen to them. And to reconnect to the audience, you have to accept the responsibility of giving something to them. It's not enough just to play for them, just to play the notes. That's not enough. You need to give them something. That's it. I mean, when you smile, when you even get a glimmer of a smile, the world just starts to vibrate. Can you feel it when he smiles? It's like, oh, wow. Oh, that's so beautiful. You have a great smile. And when you do, all the effort that it does take to play vanishes. And we're only aware of the mood you're creating, not of the effort to play the mood.
In his long and illustrious career, Bud Beyer has amongst others worked with the world-famous mime artist Marcel Marceau. Beyer has been heavily influenced by Marceau's view that the artist has a responsibility to reach out to the audience.
We're talking about a 2,500-seat house, which is packed. There are 8 people in row G, and he said in his little voice, there are 8 people in row G who are not with me. I'm like, who cares? I mean, I'm a young man. I'm like, why are you worrying about this? And he goes, I must get them. And he came back after another piece, and he went, I got them. I got them. That's his sense of responsibility. It's not up to them, it's up to me. Though in the theater, this is a part of the training process. In music, it didn't seem to be. There's an interesting opposition. In the theater, everything that we rehearse is for performance. We really take no pleasure in going in a room by ourselves and acting. We need an audience. But for musicians, that's not always true. That sometimes they get as much, perhaps sometimes more pleasure by simply playing music in their rehearsal spaces. It isn't necessarily a preparation for performance as much as it is striving for a perfection. And so trying to acquaint the student with the fact that all this preparation is really for the act of giving, of performance. And they seem to understand it and want it. Something that gave a sense of what it meant to stand at the edge of this picture of nature, of this forest, and see into it. Something that would engage us with that, something that would move us rather than just here.
And then he just going around, just telling you a few words, few direction words, and you're already in that atmosphere. He has, I don't know, he's very special.
Okay, what would that be? You know, here. Maybe we can help this out. Since you don't need
Bud Beyer is no stranger to using unconventional methods of teaching to elicit the communicative skills in his students.
Can you stand in the dark here? Yeah? Wait now, wait. Let your torso just reach up into this forest. That's it, there we are. When you're ready now, a deep, deep breath. what I wanted an opportunity to do was to see if in just a week-long seminar, if we could encourage young artists to begin to open themselves outward with what they had to give as artists. Because it had been my observation that, particularly with music, that it tended to be a relatively private affair. That the musician was obviously feeling something, but they weren't feeling it for us, or they weren't concerned whether or not we were feeling. They were feeling it, and that was sort of enough, but that's never enough. That's like watching somebody who's crying. You know, you feel bad for them, but there's nothing you can do except to pat them while they're crying. And so I wanted to see if we couldn't open artists up to that other responsibility. And they have astonished me with their ability to do that. It's this, look at me for a second. It's waiting, and the impulse, look at me, comes from here and right through your arm and makes the sound. Okay? You have to wait for it. To wait for it. That's it.
What really happened when we were apart? I changed the world as we doubted. You do not trust me like I trusted you. There's nothing I could do. How can we go on?
Good, better. You can go even more of the trenches. Ha,